Fans, welcome to this week's Sports Chat. The first true post-football edition. Basketball season in full swing in Campbell County. They got a big win sweeping the Mavericks of Anderson County last week.
Always good to beat Anderson County in any sport. Sort of, I guess, surprising that the Anderson County girls especially have been powerful over the last few years. But it's like the Lady Cougars have caught passing, and the guys got a good win there.
And even the Lady Cougars JV won. It was a true sweep.
It's pretty tough to beat a week like that when you defeat Anderson County in such a fashion.
Now this county week, the girls will be playing in Anderson County Monday and Tuesday, and the boys will be hosting a Thanksgiving Classic Friday and Saturday. So it should be a good week of basketball.
It's holiday tournament season. College level, Tennessee had a tough loss against Missouri team. A lot of people thought that Tennessee was going to win that game. I thought that they had a good shot at winning the game, but turns out Missouri's defensive line was a little bit too good. Able to stifle Josh Dobbs, keep it from running the ball for the most part. Got a few sacks against him. I knew Kentucky and South Carolina had bad defenses, but I didn't expect them to quite be able to stifle them that much. Losing A.J. Johnson didn't help Tennessee at all. Missouri got behind him a little bit, got a couple of big pass plays in the second half. Fiasco at the end with an onside kick, and just about every way to be a fiasco. The rest blew a call on an offside, so Tennessee recovered the onside kick, and then the next onside kick, Tennessee didn't recover, or Tennessee recovered but not beyond 10 yards. Butch Jones unfortunately used the replay challenge. Someone, I guess, upstairs told him to challenge it. I don't know what it was named, but it cost Tennessee a timeout. They probably would have gotten the ball back with a little bit of time left. But, you know, it's a fine line. Probably a very hard situation to have won any.
Also, you know, had we capitalized even on just one of their opportunities we had.
But they had more opportunities, and they had some bad turnovers. It's just, you know, Missouri's going to win the SEC East in all likelihood. Unless Arkansas can beat them next week. Missouri's a pretty good team, not a great team. So most people thought that Tennessee had a good shot at winning the way they've been playing, but now it's just on to Vanderbilt. You've got to get the win against Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's awful this year. There's no excuse at all to not blow Vanderbilt out.
No, Vanderbilt is the worst of the worst. I mean, you know, they barely eked out a win over Charleston Southern.
Vanderbilt's in dire straits, so that should be a win. That should get Tennessee probably either a Music City Bowl, Liberty Bowl, something around in there. Give them that extra month of practice. Be able to tell you know you finally got back to a bowl game after 4 years. No longer absence in Tennessee history for not going to a bowl game. And in this era of bowls, there's like 4,000 bowls now. Pretty much everybody in the world gets to go to a bowl game this year in these years.
Especially now when you basically have 4 teams that are going to the playoffs. They're held in the bowls, but yet the bowls are still awesome.
Yeah, there's 60, 65 teams get to play in bowls now. It used to just be 4, then it was 8. Then it spiraled, say 60-something teams. So not making a bowl game for 4, that just shows you how far down Tennessee's been, how the Derek Dooley just, we were in a pit when we got Derek Dooley, and he brought in an excavator and dug it deeper and deeper.
I think Dooley's plan was actually to dig us all the way through and try to get back on top of that.
He seemed to be employing that strategy. But, pardon me. It was it's been about the season most people who thought it would be probably had a better chance with winning a couple games than most people thought before the season. Probably did worse in a couple of games than most people thought before the season. Nobody expected Mississippi to be quite as good as they were. People probably thought maybe before the season that could be a possible win.
That's one of the ones I had as a potential win. I mean, it's Ole Miss.
Florida, I think people thought we were going to win that one. We probably should have won that one by all rights. So, I mean, I could have saw that we should probably have been 7-5 this year. Just somewhere around in there, be about the maximum I thought we were going to be anyway. Maybe 8 wins if we got particularly lucky. You just take, if you get 6 wins, get to a bowl game, maybe win that game and get to 7 or 6. Try to build on it, try to build on it for next year.
I'll say this about building on stuff for next year. And they're good returning kicks.
Yeah, the special teams look outstanding. That's what Tennessee kept Tennessee in the game.
And they're punting.
And the main thing you're going to have to see next year, you're going to see Dobbs improve his ability to throw the football. Until he can do that, you're going to see teams like Missouri that have a good front four, can get into the backfield and stop up the line of scrimmage. Dobbs is not going to be that effective against them. So you've got to see Dobbs step up his ability to pass the ball, pass it accurately next year. If he's going to be the quarterback, I assume that he probably will be. But every year it's a quarterback competition. We're against a really highly talented freshman who can throw the ball pretty well. That's just what's going to happen. You have to have a quarterback that can throw the ball. I mean, yesterday Missouri, they didn't have to play defense. Well, they didn't know downfield for the most part.
There was no downfield threat. Marquez North is out.
Yeah, for the rest of the year apparently. But, I mean, it was just 3 yard here, 5 yard here, 2 yard here, and they grabbed their line.
Well, I mean, it was a lot of the Campbell County pass to run too with Jalen Hurt.
Yeah, but
it just was not a big yardage game.
Campbell County has that ability to strike down the field deep with Joseph Elkins and people like that, or had it. And there's nobody deep. I mean, the best looking pass of the night was the holder, who was a quarterback at Morristown West a couple of years ago.
To the backup tight end.
Going to the backup tight end over the middle. That was one of the best looking balls that came out of anybody's hand all the night, throw-wise. That's the area Dobbs has to improve in. I mean, it'll help to get extra practice. It always does. The receivers will be a year older. The offensive line will be a little better, hopefully, next year. Hopefully, we don't, if Vanderbilt's got a terrible defensive line, that shouldn't be a big issue. And hopefully, whoever will play in a bowl shouldn't have a great defensive line either.
Right. I don't even know who Music City Bowl ties us in with anymore.
Well, it's like the 8th place Big Ten team or something like that. I can't remember exactly. It used to be a Big East tie-in, but the conference collapsed. So I'm not exactly sure who it is either. Or the Liberty Bowl, for that matter. I mean, maybe a Conference USA type team, but it should be somebody that we can, effectively not have the offensive line under that much pressure.
There's always the blue bomb.
There used to be, yes.
So that's no longer a thing.
I don't think so.
Well, anyway, sadly, it's not affordable.
No, but in the bowl game is better than no bowl game. It's another, few weeks of practice. It helps recruit a little bit. Not the recruiting's going poorly.
But we had a 3-star linebacker probably commit today.
3-star, 4-star, according to how you're looking at it. But things should be getting a lot better. I always say wait till next year a lot, but next year should legitimately be an 8-9 win kind of team. Still another tough schedule, but that's just the way it is in the SEC right now, especially in Alabama, as a permanent opponent. But still, 8 or 9 wins should be a possibility. Florida should be in disarray. Hopefully, they have to hire somebody terrible as a coach.
I'm pulling for their deal.
Probably not going to happen, but I just hate that Will Muschamp is gone. Spurrier may or may not retire. He's pretty old. South Carolina pretty rough this year, so we'll see what happens there. I'd like to see a lot of disarray come about. Maybe Georgia will, Mark Rick will die or something like that. I mean, not that he's a good coach. He keeps you in games. That's why we stayed in the Georgia game, because Mark Rick's not going to put you that many games in coaching. But
ain't nothing wrong with that.
We'll just have to see how it goes, see where it goes from here. I can't remember who we play to replace Mississippi next year. But as long as it's a team from the SEC West, there are no bad teams.
And of course, Oklahoma comes.
Oklahoma, we will host them. We'll play 3 bad teams, or 3 moderately bad teams, and host Oklahoma. So that should be at least 3 non-conference wins right there. Vanderbilt should be terrible. Kentucky's better, but still Kentucky beat them all the time anyway. I mean, you have 5 wins, you just pretty much wake up and should have 5 wins next year. But next year will be the time you beat a Florida, and you can beat a Georgia since it's at home, and
We continue to beat South Carolina.
beat South Carolina, can beat Missouri maybe. And you're looking at suddenly 9 wins, and that'll put you in the SEC championship game probably out of the East.
And it's all, that SEC East title still technically up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean,
Missouri loses to Arkansas.
Arkansas's not been playing pretty well lately too. I mean, Missouri has to lose to Arkansas.
I've never seen more Georgia fans pulling for Tennessee than yesterday.
Yeah, that's the only small solace in losing. There could be that Georgia fans are upset.
I actually heard somebody on one of the sports talk shows say we should just tank it so Georgia, just to keep Georgia from going to the SEC championship game.
It's something else. I would have never thought Missouri could come in and immediately start competing in the East. But
Well, you know, when Missouri and Texas A&M came in, I thought Texas A&M, I can see that. Missouri?
As they pointed out last night on the broadcasting game, the SEC East is just in disarray right now. It's not very good, mediocre. I mean, the West has probably the 4 best teams in the SEC, and then I would say Georgia's probably next. And that may be pushing it a little bit. And let's say the 5 best teams aren't in the West, actually. You just never know what you're going to get with them. At least Gurley will finally should be gone next year. Georgia's probably going to restock on talent, probably be the favorite again. But according to who Florida hires, hopefully it sets the program back in a big hole. Our luck, Urban Meyer will go back down there.
And of course, you got it's still speculative because there's still quite a bit of football to play. When you look at the top 4 in the playoff picture, unfortunately, Alabama is right there.
I have to hope Auburn beats Alabama at the end of the year in the Iron Bowl next week. I wish somehow that no SEC team could make it into the hopefully the East representative somehow wins the SEC championship game.
You know, if the East representative can win the SEC title game and Auburn beats Alabama, they can lock the SEC out.
I would love to see that. That would be the best case scenario.
You know, that with Florida State, Oregon, Ohio State.
And then you got one of the Big 12 teams that have one loss.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Baylor, TCU, and all that.
There's a good chance that we can actually see a non-SEC championship.
That would be for the best non-SEC playoff. I don't know. Never understand anybody having SEC pride. There's Tennessee pride, and then there's everybody else that's against you. So I don't do the SEC pride thing. I say hopefully the SEC's out. Hopefully Alabama certainly is out. That does absolutely something but a dagger to any Tennessee fan.
You know, if it has to be an SEC team, I'd much rather be Mississippi State than Alabama. Because you know they're going down eventually.
Well, I mean, they're going to be put on probation within 6 to 8 months, I'm sure. They always do when they win games. I would rather be none of them. Hopefully Mississippi wins the Egg Bowl. Auburn wins the Iron Bowl. The East representative wins the SEC championship. Preferably Missouri, because they don't like Georgia. They don't like Missouri that much either, but they're less than people in Georgia, I guess. And the SEC can watch from home if those 4 teams play each other and win the national championship. That would be fine with me.
Of course, Tennessee basketball has started very slowly, I guess. There was a very mediocre crowd for Donnie Kendall's.
They were playing Texas Southern. The team's not very exciting to watch right now. I mean, they got blown out by VCU in the first game. Had a ho-hum win. It's just the way it's going to be for a while. You have to replace 9 players out of your 13 and only bring 1 true starter back. It's just going to take a while. We'll have to see where the NCAA thing with Donnie Kendall from Southern Miss days goes, too. Our luck never gets any better. I'm still flabbergasted and floored that whether it's true or not, there's a rumor at least that Bruce Pearl, even after he taken the Auburn job before he signed his contract, begged Tennessee one last time to hire him back. And they were between Michael White after Michael White turned us down. If that's true and that didn't happen, that's hopefully with any luck, Dave Hart, Jimmy Cheek, the service comes to
I would love to see Jimmy Cheek just be caught under a bus and dragged through Knoxville.
It's just it's a terrible situation. I mean, there's nothing to do about it now. I mean, he signed his contract. It's ridiculous to coach that well thought of. I mean, he had no more NCAA baggage than Kendall. I mean, they hired Kendall. I don't think Kendall. I think if given time and he doesn't give any NCAA trouble, he would actually go out and turn Tennessee around and make it a good team. And he's shown that he can recruit pretty well already. He signed a better class in 3 months than Kendall, and then Conzo Martin had committed during his 4th year. But we'll just have to see where it goes with him as well. main deal. Hopefully this investigation doesn't drag on the entire year as they tend to when it comes to Tennessee. I mean, Auburn can have a player under investigation and they free him up in 3 days for their SEC championship game or whatever they can do and things like that. Tennessee gets under these investigations, even if it's not even Tennessee getting investigated, it drags out for months and months and months and months.
It really does never fail. And of course, you know, the women, they're off to a good start. They're number 4. We'll see where that goes.
They'll probably end up in UConn winning another national championship, but that's pretty much what happened in basketball season.
And fans, that's about it for sports this week. Very short week. We'll see you next week.